Becky Lydon, I'm founder of Sensory Spectacle. This video is part of a series where I'm answering your questions about sensory processing difficulties. I've been given questions from parents and professionals, and it's all to help create a better understanding and awareness of sensory processing difficulties. Share the videos with your friends and families and colleagues, but also subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you don't miss any. Some people with sensory processing difficulties may have problems toileting. So when they're a child, they may find it difficult to recognise when they need to go to the toilet. Other people may not recognise if they have been to the toilet when they're a child. So recognising those sensory messages, so those internal feelings of when I need to go to the toilet, are relating to a sensory system called interoception. And interoception gives us messages from inside of our body, but it also, the way that we respond to that is through an emotional way. So if you think about if you really are desperate to go to the toilet and you can't go because there's not a toilet around you, think about then emotionally how you then feel and how you respond. So if there's some children at school who really find it difficult to recognise when they need to go to the toilet, just imagine how then they may well be responding to that when they do recognise that they need to go, and if there's a toilet not there or they're not able to go to a toilet. These internal sensory messages telling us when we need to go to the toilet are really important, and we know through research that sometimes for people with sensory processing difficulties, the external sensory messages that we're receiving may well override those internal feelings. So if someone is overwhelmed with, so they're hypersensitive to sound or to visual input, that could easily overwhelm them recognising these feelings of needing to go to the toilet. Now, there are other reasons why some people with sensory processing difficulties may find it difficult to recognise when they need to go to the toilet, or for toilet training as a child and young person. It could be relating to their vestibular sense. Now, when we go to the toilet, our feet are on the ground. For some children, when they're starting to use a toilet, they may not be tall enough for their feet to touch the ground. Now, for people who are hypersensitive to vestibular input, imagine sitting on the toilet and feeling dizzy. That sense of movement that you're getting may not be calming, may not be reassuring while I'm sitting on the toilet. So if my feet are off the ground, I'm going to feel even more unsteady. Whereas if I can have my feet grounded, so maybe just popping something underneath their feet so their feet are flat, they're going to feel a lot more secure and therefore more likely to stay on the toilet for long enough to go to the toilet. Another reason you might recognise some people who squat on the toilet could be for that reason. So seeking that extra body awareness, so crouching up with their feet on the toilet seat, could be because they're looking for that grounded feeling, but also looking for that extra body awareness, so proprioceptive awareness from their joints and their muscles. Other aspects relating to toileting may be relating to tactile, so the feel of when they go to the toilet and how their body changes, but also smell. Not just smell of themselves when they've been to the toilet, but also smell of the environment. So we know that toilets aren't necessarily pleasantly smelling environments. That might be because someone uses a synthetic smell, and that can be really overwhelming and distracting for people who are hypersensitive to smell. It may make them feel sick. But otherwise, it may be other people's smell. So if we're thinking about public spaces, public toilets, we can't control those smells. And for people who are hypersensitive to smell, they need to be in an environment where they feel comfortable in order to be able to go to the toilet. So when we're thinking about interoception, again, we need to think about their whole sensory characteristics relating to toileting. Is it that they're finding it difficult to recognise those internal feelings and emotions? Is it maybe other aspects of their life as well? Or could it be that that external sensory processing difficulty is overriding them to recognise those internal sensations?